Hello everyone. In this video, I want to talk about the gender related roles that typically men and women are expecting from each other in a modern relationship, but are actually not able to find in the relationship, and then getting disappointed in their dating life, or after many years of marriage when they end up being divorced. People are at a loss to understand what to do when their life shifted and changed after divorce, and they don't understand how to get back into the dating game, because men and women are nowadays typically not seeking the same things as they used to seek decades back. And the reason why this gender roles are shifting or has been shifting is because universe has to create balance in the masculine and feminine energy in relationships, as well as in generally how life is led on earth, because of which there has been a little slow shift that has been going on between genders for decades of our life, but right now the shift is more prominent. So typically, if I'm in my 40s, and what I've observed in my family life, and I lived in India and US, so in what I observed in these countries, typically everywhere where patriarchy is present, women are expected to be the homemakers and men are expected to be the providers of financial security to the women. And this has paradigm has been going on for centuries on earth. But in the last century, at least, when the wars had happened, at that time women had slowly started working more in the workplace than simply working in minor roles. And even before that, it's not that women didn't used to work. Those women of the lower socio-economic status had to work as maid servants, nannies, caretakers, farmers, people involved in their husbands' businesses. So except for really upper top society women, most women from middle class down have been working for their livelihood for a long time. But during the world wars, people who were higher class also had to start likely working a lot more than women used to do earlier. And the slow shift of women working more started happening because we also had a rise in how men deal with women in relationships. We had a rise in domestic violence. We had a rise in women not being treated equitably by their partners in relationships. We had a rise where if a woman is completely financially dependent on a man, she might get abused in the relationship, financially and sexually and physically abused. So because of all these social and societal conditioning and financial reasons, women slowly started becoming independent. And now the status is such that globally women and men both are graduating in equal numbers from colleges and universities. Hence women and men are equally educated globally in many countries. And with equal education now, women do have more chances of getting equal pay, or at least equitable pay, even though women don't have equitable pay in many places, but at least they have a chance of earning that equal pay. And as a result of the education, as a result of the chance of getting equal pay, sometimes women's careers are also as equally important as a man's. So because of this reason, in many countries what has been happening is both men and women work a lot. Both men and women are ambitiously only pursuing outside family life things in their relationship, which if a person or a couple doesn't have any children, aren't planning to have any children, may work out as a compatible relationship for a long time if many other compatible factors or elements are present in the relationship to make it function long term. But if one person's life purpose or future life purpose is to become a good parent, and the other person's life purpose is not that they just want to earn a lot of money, will their life paths merge or stay merged for a long term, or will they break apart then? And the second thing is, while typically it is assumed men also want this, women also want this, that say if a woman is earning $100,000, man wants that he should be earning more than her, because he feels competitive. Sometimes men can feel competitive about it, sometimes men can feel egotistical about it, sometimes they can feel insecure if their wives are earning more, sometimes they can feel threatened by their wife earning more, sometimes the wife can feel insecure because the husband is earning less. So say the wife is earning 100,000 and the husband is earning 50,000 in US dollars, because I used to live in US and earn there, that's why I'm putting these numbers. Say this was the case, then there is an insecurity in the relationship that she is carrying the financial burden, whereas typically it's expected that the male should carry the financial burden. Now if the woman is able to carry the financial burden, it doesn't make the relationship a unbalanced relationship. If both the men and women decide jointly that the woman should earn more and the man is okay with earning less, and if after making that decision also in the home front also, because typically in US people have nuclear families, people have to also do home caretaking activities, right? So if home caretaking activities are also shared equitably by the partners, then it becomes a balanced relationship and it's not misaligned, especially if love and other elements of love is also there. But if love is also dwindling, if the woman is earning more and the man is earning less, but the woman has both got to invest a lot of time and energy at the workplace, and at home also she is spending a lot of time and energy cleaning up the home and doing home care taking activities, health activities, etc., then what happens is the man is not contributing in a meaningful manner to stabilize the relationship, and that's where the disbalance happens. Because it's okay if the man doesn't earn more, and if the woman is okay, and if their woman is okay with the man earning less, that in itself is not the imbalance in the relationship. The imbalance comes if you let the outside influences impact you, where if you see your friends earning more than their wives and spending a lot more on other frivolous activities, and you start getting jealous as a result of it, then it is a problem. Or if the wife sees that because the husband is earning more, he is able to give his in her friends or other family, if the wife sees that husband who earns more is giving his wife expensive gifts which her husband is not able to give her anymore, that will again imbalance the relationship. Because what a woman who is earning more has to realize is that if she is the one earning more, she might have to be the one actually giving more financially to the relationship. But what simultaneously, to keep the relationship in balance, the man has to realize is that instead of feeling insecure that he is not able to spend on himself or his wife when he is earning less, or he is not earning and he's decided to be the family caretaker, now he has to shift his gender role into doing the caretaking activities in the home life that were traditionally women's roles. So, and not just pick up the women's role, but you have to diligently pick it up as well, because there is a difference between how you do something, and that's where the women and men are failing. If they have a income disparity and disparity in the household sharing nature. Because if you look at typically at our mothers, if our mothers were really caretaking mothers, they would not simply be providing you with food, clean home, clean bedroom, clean life, or teaching the kids. These were typically mothers' activities, or going grocery shopping, everything like that. A mother used to take care of the stay-at-home wife, whereas the husband was earning at that time. So in the 8-9 hours that the husband was earning, the mother was doing child care and home care activities. That was the typical role. But while the husband was investing a lot of time, effort, energy, and diligently doing some work in the workplace, the wife has been also diligently doing something at home. She has to also, if she's a good quality mother, she has also got to build a good quality emotional relationship with the kids. She has also got to build a good healthy relationship of understanding what is good nutritious food to be given to the kids, what is the appropriate mentally balanced, physically balanced food, medically, physically, nutritionally balanced lifestyle they have to lead. All these things, like she is putting all the time, effort, energy in planning out what will be the best possible resource to provide to her kids, for them to nurture, to for them to feel nurtured, and for them to thrive in the relationship at home. Now that is what a high quality woman will bring in, even if she works or doesn't work, into the home life of a relationship. But a high quality woman also can't continue providing that in a relationship as a housewife, if her husband doesn't give her the high quality chances to do that. Like if the husband earns a lot of money but never is willing to spend any of the money he earns, his earning has zero value for such a woman. Then she will be a abused woman, her children also will be abused, and they will be financially abused, because even though you're earning in the highest bracket category, you're not spending according to the category of earning. And because then there are also secondary aspects to high earning potential people that I'll talk in another video. But essentially, what you earn, a man is supposed to earn for their family. If a man is a high earning man, he's supposed to not only earn for his immediate family, but also use that money to caretake his other ancillary family occasionally, to ensure that if anyone in his ancillary secondary family is not able to survive or is poverty, has some sudden financial challenges, then he might have to support them as well. He might also have to support other social things, where if you should, typically religion usually tells people that you should give to the poor, so you can start giving to the poor also if you're really rich, right? Not to save taxes but because you want to really help someone. That is what typically a person who's in a high income bracket should be doing. Now if both partners are high income bracket and the man earns slightly more than the women, like say a quarter salary more or twice the salary than the women, if both are in the high income bracket, both should be equitably spending in a relationship, in the partnership, in the family life, in their social life, in also the community life they want to build, right? If both are not equitably sharing their money, then it becomes an unbalanced relationship. And that's why in the modern life sometimes women do not typically only want someone who earns a lot of money, because earning a lot of money does not necessarily equate to that partner sharing their money. Same way with men also need to start thinking in that direction. If men are stuck in thinking that they just want a woman who earns a lot of money and that's all that they want in their relationship, yeah, you can have that kind of a woman in your life. Both of the partners can have such a man and woman where both are earning high quality level of earning and are in the top higher class society of their country. But despite that high level earning, if that's all they do in their life, both of them are only earning money, can they focus on having a social life, family life, community life? Then most probably not. They might end up being just typical workaholics, occasionally spending time with each other, which works for those people who are not seeking a deeper emotional connection with their partner. But if you are seeking and wanting a deeper emotional connection with your partners, just simply having a partner who earns high money is of no value unless both of you use the money that you are earning to meet each other's needs, emotional needs, as well as physical health needs if health crisis happens, as well as building some social and community needs, because both of you have been blessed by universe to have an abundant life. And that uh, principle of abundance means that if you are highly abundant, you have to also start sharing that abundance in some form with everyone around you. Those who are monetarily abundant start sharing their monetary wealth with others. Those who are intellectually abundant but not so monetarily well off can share their intellect with others by educating others, right? So abundance comes in various forms. But if people get stuck in thinking that abundance is only about money, they are closing the door to understanding different kinds of abundance. Secondly, if you even equate abundance with earning money, but if you don't understand that abundance also means you have to spend money, then also that is a problem. And abundance also doesn't mean that you should just simply waste your money, because there are many rich people in the earth who are typically doing what, even though they earn a lot of money or they had their father's finances that give them access to a lot of money, such people do not have the what they are doing with the money that they are earning or that they got from someone else. They don't know how to spend the money effectively. The blessing that they got of abundance of earning money is not utilized by them to do something fruitfully socially that could impact other people's health, other people's life journey as well. They have the potential to do such big karma for other people, but if they don't spend the money in the appropriate way, all they end up doing is indulging only on themselves, or indulging on typically a few additional family members at max, when karmically, as a consequence of the amount of money they earn, their karmic account actually expects them to, they should be spending more than what they are spending. That's why the people who are rich sometimes become so unhappy, because they have not used their karma the right way. They are so depressed, they are so anxious, because the karma of the abundance that they have in their life was not balanced out by them also sharing that abundance appropriately. And for each person, the sharing of that abundance will be different. None of us, being same, has to share our abundance in the same manner, but there is a God aligned path in which anyone can share their abundance, and there is a misaligned path, and in the misaligned paths people get into addictions of sexual kind, alcohol, drugs, or people are so lost that they are just moving from partner to partner without realizing that they're seeking love, but they're typically choosing the wrong partner, and that's why they are stuck in a nightmare of continuous revolving partners, instead of finding out what is it their core need that will be fulfilled if they select the right partner. And this core inner work is necessary in the modern life for anyone who has some degree of abundance in their life. Because if you have some degree of abundance, that abundance seriously has no value, especially if it is a monetary abundance, or even if you have great wealth of love inside you and monetary abundance. If you keep whiling it away in people who do not value your emotional depth, who do not value your monetary blessings, then it won't matter who you marry. If they are the same social status as you, if they earn the same money as you, if they look hotter than you, because typically the men who are richer, they want to only go and marry hotter wives or more beautiful looking wives. That is perfectly alright if you marry beautiful wives, hotter wives. But if those hotter wives and beautiful wives do not fulfill your emotional needs, their hotness and beauty has no value eventually in life. For a couple of years maybe you can have an affair with them, for a couple of years maybe you will be happy with them, but if the core soul need as a human being was not met by that partner, you will end up divorcing them, and then you will move on to another hotter person, simply because you're rich. All the people who are typically attracted to just the money aspect of a rich person will keep getting attracted to them, which will be what kind of personality? Either someone who's really poor and that's why wants a rich boyfriend, or someone who is a manipulative kind and knows how to trick a person into falling in love with them, or someone who just looks hot because that's what they've decided is their value, that with their hotness they will get people, and that's all they care about. They want people and they want their money. But if you want only that relationship, you will be happy. But if you really are not happy anymore in your life, you need to do the soul searching to understand why you're not happy and why you need to collect a discernment on who will be a quality life partner. If life partnership after life partnership you have been failing in your partnerships. I'm making this video because I have also failed in my past relationships, and from those failures only I understood. And I am actually the woman who used to spend also more, both emotionally and monetarily, on my relationships. I have spent more than the partners I had, because I never equated money with them spending money as a factor in the relationship in the initial years. I'm okay that if in the initial years, if say, because some of my partners were earning less than me, some of them were earning the same as me but were younger than me, so their earning potential was there. In a few years they will earn the same as me or more than me, but while I was in a relationship with them, they had a little less money than I had access to. So I shared my money, I shared my wealth, I shared my joint properties with them. But despite my sharing, and not properties like a home, but I shared my car, I shared my other resources, I was equal in dating life. Many women don't do that, but there are a few independent oriented women who do typically do this in a relationship, because they are not asking a guy to spend money. They don't want a guy to simply only focus on the monetary aspect of a relationship. Because I do expect that if after 1 year, 2 year, when you're settling down in a country and you're not earning as much as me, if you don't spend anything in a relationship, that's fine. But after 2-3 years, if both of us are earning similar levels of money, then both of us need to be spending equitably in a relationship. That is what my expectation would be. If one of us is sick and the other person is earning, only one earning money, that person should also be capable of sharing the money when one of us is sick. If one of us is got some parents issue, health issues where they need caretaking, and the other doesn't have the parent health issues, but they are just simply going to ignore our parents, but we are not the kind to ignore our parents, we would still need them to be cooperative about that in some way. Otherwise there will be an imbalance, unfairness, lack of compatibility happening in a relationship eventually, right? So these battles, picking the right battles, choosing the right partner, is that's why important. Because if you don't have the right partner, they won't be fair in the battles they have with you or conflicts they have with you in the relationship. And it could also end up meaning that the person who is the more meeker kind, gentler kind, doesn't get to express what is going on in the relationship. The person who is more outspoken, more who has more firmer boundaries, gets to speak up in the relationship. But if the speaking up or the boundaries are being breached by both, or if the while speaking up whatever is being spoken is not understood well by both, or if just one partner is speaking and the other is not able to provide the right meaningful feedback into the relationship where they also need to speak up, all of this create a conflict zone which is not healthy for a long term trajectory of a relationship. In the short term you can override it. When the sexual interest is high, you can override it. When the emotional interest of feeling in love is high, you can override it. But when the feelings of love, the bubble phase of love, the sexual interest, everything has waned in a relationship or is in a average level in a relationship, if you don't build, that is the time when you're supposed to build a good next phase of your relationship. where a deeper level connection has to be developed, not based on sex, not based on emotional feelings, but based on other ancillary needs of that relationship. And with every couple it will be different. For some couples it will be about health, some couples it could be about social expansion of their social group, some couples it could be about caretaking, some couples it could be about the children they want to have, some couples it could be about the child care activities people have to do jointly, the joint parenting that they have to do. And if you don't have aligned incentives in the joint parenting level, then also there will be a typically a problem. And the more conflicts you have with someone where the energy is getting drained out from you, or you are feeling unbalanced or misaligned with them, you can do yoga, you can do meditation, you can do exercise, both partners can do all of these to bring back balance within self. But if both people are not able to bring back the right alignment and balance within the relationship itself, no amount of yoga, no amount of meditation will prevent a bad relationship or a misaligned relationship from collapsing. Because those relationships which are not going to be for our highest good mostly will collapse if any time there is a high intensity emotional, physical, financial, health wise, or other life challenges wise impact in a relationship. A relationship that is strong and that can withstand high energy impact of outside sources in a relationship can only do so if both partners are strong enough to withstand the outside battle that zones of the relationship, as well as internally they have developed the right skills to balance and align with each other always. A relationship has to typically, if it is a long term good quality relationship, if you have to continuously keep building that long term partnership aspect with each other. It's the same thing you do with your parents. If your parents are aging, what your parents were 10 years back when you were younger is not the same as what your parents are when you are in your 30s, is not the same as what your parents are when you will be in your 50s or 60s. And as your parents are evolving, you change and shift your dynamics with your parents to take care of your parents based on the physical illness, mental illness, social illness, whatever patterns that emerge in them as they are aging. Likewise, as you are tuning in into your parents' needs as they are aging, you have to also be tuning in into your partner's needs as your relationship is aging. And if you're never tuned into your partner, if you're mostly focused only on earning money, how will your relationship evolve than just the basic sexual level? And then after that sexual thing dies, or the emotional level, if someone is emotional energy oriented person also, but if both the emotional energy, sexual energy dies, after that, if nothing else is there in the relationship, you will be very miserable with each other. So either you have to start developing new skills with them if you are in the verge of realizing that, my relationship is fracturing with my spouse, or you have to decide, is this really the relationship I want to be in? And that decision you can't simply make using your own selfish motives if you are not single. That decision has to be made in conjunction with the partner you are with. That has to be also made in consideration of the kids you may have and other family who might also be impacted if you separate. So all these, and maybe if you are having work partnerships, then you have to also take into consideration the work related aspects of the relationship as well. So I hope this was meaningful, and what I wanted to say via this video is that typically if men think them earning more is more than satisfactory in a modern relationship, it is not. You earning more is only satisfactory when after earning more, the sharing and caring was equal. And while earning more, if you are expecting your wife to do some heavy lifting of emotional caretaking in the home front, eventually some point of time in your life you also have to do the heavy lifting of emotional caretaking of your spouse. And if you are not able to do that emotional heavy lifting, then any amount of money you earn is of no value. And there are men who give their entire 20, 30, 40, 50 years of life to only career, and then they end up realizing that they should have given more time to their relationships. So instead of becoming like the man who will regret 30, 40 years later that they should have invested more in their family life, you can at any point of time you get that realization, start investing more in your family life. Start building that quality that wasn't there with your spouse. If it is not being able to be built with that spouse, then you can think about the divorce. But first you have to give the relationship a chance to develop into the kind of relationship you want to develop in it. And you have to also break down some typical mindsets where if the wife is earning more, you have to let go of the expectation that you have to earn more. You earning less is not a problem. It won't be a problem only if though both partners are equitably sharing responsibilities in the home and personal life of that relationship. Then a man earning less is not a problem. But say a man earns less, and a lot less, say half or one third the salary or one fourth the salary of a woman, then it's okay if you earn that half salary. But and if the woman is okay to take the financial challenges, then only it will be a good relationship. And if the man is able to take the home care challenges, and the home care challenges in a more feminine oriented, feminine aligned manner is what is then sought in a relationship. Because if in the past the woman was earning less or not at all, what were the women doing? If the relationship was a happy, balanced, functioning relationship, there the woman earning no salary or less salary meant she was giving all her emotional energy, thought, caretaking, and work was all devoted towards providing the best family life to her partners, to her children, giving them good food, giving them good nutrition, taking care of their health needs, taking care of them when they are sick. This is what she was typically doing. So if the man is now earning less, now he has to do that, and at a deeper level. He can't simply just be doing the breadcrumb level of house care, health care. He has to do the deep diving level of house care, health care, intuitive care that women used to do previously. If he is able to do that, then both of them, where the woman is earning more, doesn't become a problem. But if he is not able to do that, if the woman has to do the deeper emotional work and intuitive work and care at home and at work life, it becomes very challenging for her, and she feels very unsupported. Because apart from all this also, there will also be a third stress from outside influences, which is the friends and family who are earning more, where the man is earning more and spending more on the wife. So for a woman, when the woman is earning more, she can start resenting it a little bit that there's no one to spend on her. And such a woman also can actually become balanced again if she realizes that because she is the more earner in the family, a person earning more is not the problem. She can spend that thing that she desires from a man. Basically, what will a women who are very materialistically oriented is wanting maybe like a fancy car, all branded jewelry and things like that, right? But after you have started earning money for yourself, you can afford to buy a branded car and all those things for yourself, right? And say you decide to leave a spouse who is earning less than you, and you went ahead and sought a spouse who earns twice more, three times more. Does it matter if he earns twice or three times more if he doesn't spend equitably, emotionally, lovingly, caretakingly on you? So that value you will understand only when if you are chasing only money, and then you realize that the partner who gave you love, who was the partner who gave you love, then only that woman will understand. Same way with a man who's chasing sex, or just chasing those women who are just taking from him money and sex, or sexual energy, or who just expect the bare minimum from him, she is also equally capable of giving only the bare minimum back to him. He just doesn't realize it, and until he doesn't realize it, he's happy as long as he's getting sex. But relationship is not simply about sex. Relationship is more than sex. It is about healing our past wounds. It is about becoming better versions of ourselves. It's about child care if you're interested in child care. It's about social health if you want to invest something in social health, right? So that's why people need to reflect more on modern relationships, about what value do you want to bring into your relationship, and if you want that value to be brought into your relationships, can you really bring that value into your relationship if you are dating someone who is misaligned with those values, or who superficially seems to have those qualities in them, but internally when you function with them to bring out those value systems in your relationship, they are not emerging in the relationship because your partnership style or thinking patterns or socially relevant activity based patterns are so different and divergent that your paths won't merge. So that's why when in twin flame journey, or in any person has had heartbreaks in their life, or they have undergone a lot of bitter or betrayal phases of love life with their partners of the past, the patterns that have been repeating in their relationships need to be examined to understand what is the soul wounds that were present in relationships that kept manifesting with past or present partners, and how to heal those soul wounds are necessary as well, and from both partners. Then only a relationship will get better if both partners are equally invested in understanding their patterns that are manifesting again and again, which may not be healthy in a relationship. Then only you can bring back, if you understand what is unhealthy, then change what is unhealthy, then only you can again come back in balance with a partner where unhealthy parameters are cropping up. And if lot of unhealthy parameters are cropping up, that's when people should seek therapists, start to reflect more deeply on where you are going wrong in the relationship, where you and your partner together are thinking wrong, doing wrong, so that you can again align back. And after all these deep delving, first while choosing a partner, then while working things out with the partner, then while years of living with a partner, where you are evolving in a way where both are diverging a lot in their paths, at that time it is the time to sit and really reflect, is this the right partnership for us? Or if it is not the right partnership, how to make it the right partnership for each other? And if it cannot be in that civil zone with someone, then are we brave enough to accept the failure of a relationship that didn't work out? Because in that failure's acceptance, and then moving on from such toxic relationships where people weren't able to merge lives with each other, you realize that you may have had qualities that were beneficial and good in a relationship, your partners may have had good qualities too, but jointly together you were not meant to have those qualities work in a direction that would have benefited each other. And that's why the harder choice of leaving a relationship that has been long term also sometimes has to be made by people. But if you don't do your right due diligence about self awareness, the other person in your relationship, and awareness about them, without doing the right due diligence, without understanding the right scenarios with each other, if you simply break up, then you will just keep going from one relationship to the other without growing up or evolving from them. So if you want to evolve, it is necessary that from each relationship that broke down, you figure out first what was the good and the bad, the light and the shadow, and only then will you be able to figure out what is it that needs to be worked on as the inner work necessary to make you a better quality, higher self version of yourself. I hope this was meaningful, and if you have any comments, please post a comment on this. Thank you.